Ndị be anyị kenekwanụ m unu. Anyị sị ka nkonye chiri ya zelu. Anyị sị na dịrị anyị na mma na ya dịka echi na echi ada agwụ agwụ. Otu anyị kwuru otu aka dịrịrị. Ise. N'ụbọchị uruchi nke taa ya wetara unu ozi ife anyị na-akpọ ya bụ latest update on what is happening in the land of ndị Igbo and the entire Biafra land. Ozi wetara n'ụbọchị nke taa bụ according to the Biafran activist wetara ya bụ ozi n'iru akwụkwọ gbasara maka ebe ife na-ada na-akpọtụ n'obodo nọ n'ime ya. As he quote, Niger Delta vengeance tension over Fubara rises. Yoruba-Fulani allies triggers reaction on Biafran nation. Here the news in details. Alright, according to the activist wetara ya bụ ozi n'iru akwụkwọ, biko tontinana kige ya bụ ife dịka ihe ga-esi ya kekabaka alụ kwuo ife iche n'ụdị nke gị gbasara maka ya bụ ife ndị anyị wetara n'ụbọchị nke taa na Eastern News 24. Over to you, sir.
My mind, I started thinking about how we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I reflect back at some of the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And I feel that probably this will help us to have a conversation on the Nigerian unity. I just brought forth, not to bore you, first, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation. Politics is not about you must be there. If God wants you to be there, you will be there. If it is not yet your turn to be there, you will not be there.
The kidnapping, killing people even after ransoms paid.
Peter Dolo, earlier on in your programs, I told you there is no state called Nigeria, or I told one of your presenters around there that there was no state called Nigeria. Nigeria is a country without a country, a state without a state. In political science, anybody who has studied that subject will tell you what that means. It means the rule of law has collapsed, governance is not there, it is a state governed by terrorism, banditry, hostage-taking, kidnap, money laundering, and many other activities. Boko Haram are there eating people, taking people, kidnapping the girls, taking them at will. The Nigerian army itself has turned on its own civilians in the southeast. Instead of going to protect and fight Boko Haram, they fight the people in the southeast, the Biafrans, and the southeast, south. Now, Nigeria is not a state. Nigeria needs to seek for help. But unfortunately, the leadership there, they don't want help. They don't want external forces to help them. Boko Haram has grown all the way in the north of Nigeria, Maiduguri, kidnap. Even when you pay money, they kill you after you have paid the money. So what type of country is this with a population of 250 million people? The leadership has failed the people of Nigeria. And I think the best way that I have said always in Africa, the best way is rearrange Nigeria, like Congo.
It's the allergy of feudalism. Feudalism cannot tolerate citizenship, and feudalism cannot tolerate the rule of law. If you are ever going to get that thing off your back, the only thing you are going to do is first fight together as one to be citizens. When you are done fighting together as one to be citizens, you can determine what you want to do as citizens, because citizens, get it clear, citizens have the right to self-determination. Citizens vote in referendums. Citizens vote in elections, and their vote would count.
Well, issue of Fubara and in Wiki has been dragging, even more than enough, because I think even the issue of the state of emergency, the 6 months will have been lapsed, and after the concile and the alignment, people expect that there should be an immediate restoration of a former, suspended governor of Rivers State, similar as Fubara. So we are still wondering what is keeping this man out of government
For long.
house for long like this.
The trouble is already breeding in River State because you see the kind of local government election they wanted to conduct, and the militants came out and say no local government election in River State until Simi Fubara is being restored, and that was how the whole thing went into crisis, and there's so much crisis now, and the South leaders has come out to make it very clearly, return this man before September 18th. It's an ultimatum, there's no two ways about it. They have actually terrible Tinubu. So the South region, I don't want to just use that word South, because that's a political name given to slavery, to conquest. But that's the way it stands now, South. But they have come out to say, take a particular stand. Just like what you said, we give you a brief history of what actually transpired. A lot of people know, how the power play, Wike, and how the president tried to intervene, and to an extent, a lot of people said, okay, they went to Abuja, and there was this kind of peace, but we are not seeing that peace yet, transforming into reinstatement of the democratically elected governor. I'm talking about Simi Fubara from Opopo. But the way it is now, it looks as if the South region are beginning to understand that certain forces might be deliberately against their interests at the end of the day. For the fact that a sitting governor, elected governor, was being suspended, removed from office, angered the agitation to renegotiate Nigeria.
This is a very, very worrisome situation because there's been an outcry because of this particular issue of suspended of similar Fubara. Like it's like they have been denied these people opportunity of representation. I mean, the House of Assembly was also suspended. So how do you think people from South, that angle, and even Southeast, we see this? Is it now another systematic way of conquest and marginalization?
No matter how you say it very correctly. There's no two ways about it. They have not actually benefited from their God-given resources, and there's an underground current, a build-up, of a synergy between the grassroots, and the people of identity, trying to come together on the underground, and that love now the South and Southeast is showing is becoming organic. It's purely organic. It's not politically motivated. It's as a result of regaining consciousness, of what has transpired in the past that has put these two brothers apart. But something very significant that surprises even the entire Nigeria and the Northerners is that, how come that the political leaders in the South region now are beginning to question the rationale of even being part of Nigeria. Like somebody will ask, what is it that Nigeria can offer South that South cannot actually offer themselves? Nobody up to this present time have not been able to answer that question. Because there's so much disunity and oppression in unity. And people are, and that kind of thing that was done in River State, has triggered the renegotiation consciousness. Can we actually continue in this contraption? They are beginning to ask themselves questions. They are beginning to see the perspective, of the Southeast too, on the issue that has to do with nationalism of Nigeria, that it needs to be renegotiated. And the North is insisting, no, it is not negotiable. And the only way that they can leverage and sort things out is to build an organic, brotherhood from the background to be able to stand the pressure that is coming. The Fulanis are also in Delta State. They are killing people in Kwashuku. There's a lot of things are happening. There also, you saw the riots in Bayelsa State the other day. They're also in Bayelsa State. So that thing is triggering organic, brotherhood build up, to defend the entire old Eastern province. And the leaders has come out to say, at this point in time, we can no longer guarantee, the unity in Nigeria. Especially now that Jonathan has come out and keep on making statements about what transpired and what happened in River State, that is a slap to him as the former president, having come from that region, and these are the things he might be taking up upon himself, where he begin his global campaign against conflict resolution.
As it was at the beginning, so it is now, but I don't pray that so shall it continue to be in the case of Nigeria, because at the beginning we saw the conquest agenda, and presently now we still see it, but I don't pray that it's going to continue like that. Otherwise, can we consider this? They are using the same southerner to loot the south. They are using southerner to loot the south, because the current administrator, sole administrator of River State, come from Akwa Ibom. That's the same axis, and the current the Senate president, where the resolution have been passed for the, it's also from the same region. So how do you want to describe this kind of a thing? How long are we going to live with this Afajas and the Judas among?
I think, outside that, already Ababio know that his time is already up. Wike is already caged. I think Wike is already on the fence now, calculating what to do because of the rise of Amechi in River State currently now. So but the inside world, the inside story we are hearing at this point in time, there's organic, build up from the grassroots now, and of course, what that it means. It's going to be massive, and people are questioning now how come that Tombolo suddenly invited all the entire big boys from the southeast, and there was a social gathering in Baramatu, and a lot of things we have been discussed there, signaling that there's going to be a kind of uprising that will checkmate the excesses of the interference of the Fulani oligarchy using political conquest against their interests in the south. It is real. Jonathan complained a lot, about it, even though he pretends sometimes to be on the quiet side. But if you meet Jonathan one-on-one, Jonathan has always questioned the rationale of being one Nigeria. Till this moment, and he still hold that at the back of his hand. You understand that Nigeria is not a country, and he keep on saying it. And this is somebody who has attained that level of the presidency, who understands some certain things. Then how can these people lord over the resources, the crude oil, the land, the everything, the water space, and everything, against for themselves, against the will of the people? And Nigeria is still sitting on that situation and pretending all they do now is to raise one person from that area, make him 1 billionaire, give him oil, empower him with money. Then he will begin to challenge his own people under the basis that he has arrived. But let us see how Ababio will be there, Wike will be there, and the man they call Ibas, the sole administrator in River State, will be there. And when the people rises, like they have stopped the local government election currently now, and the South leaders are come out boldly to declare their interest on restoration of the democratically elected governor within a specific time. And the militants has also shut down anything that has to do with a local government election in River State. And that is the boldness where people are saying that we are not against Biafra. They are saying it, we are not against Biafra, that Nigeria is not a country, meaning there's kind of organic in reawakening and regaining consciousness over the reality on ground. And what interests a lot of people, analysts, political analysts, both globally and internationally, is that the Gen Z generations now are coming out to tell themselves the real truth. And what is the real truth? The sentiment of South is not Igbo is gradually dying down on daily basis. Because the youth themselves are coming out. The Igbo man has never been in power. The Igbo man has never been in presidency, have not tested presidents, have not ruled Nigeria. But still, you can see the widespread sentiment against the Igbos in Ghana, in everywhere, all over the world, and now people are asking questions. These are the people who does not come to anywhere with arms. The Igbo man has never led any conquest against anybody. Till this moment, I'm talking, they have never invaded any land. The only time that it was registered in the history was the resistance against the British government rule or colonialism as at that time. Outside that, there's no history anywhere that can be attached to the Igbo tribe that they have carried out one particular conquest or another against anybody. So that one can be confirmed. So there's this thing now have begun to open up a lot of channels for them to be together and begin to suck into that organic brotherhood. And when they come out, I'm telling you, that they will know that maybe that's what they are saying, that Nigeria might not survive 2027 election.
Before we go, somebody suggests that Wike is a thief, insider. I mean, an insider thief that open draw for a super thief like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That Wike may not know that he has given Tinubu chance to look at the every of River State to come and steal.
Yes.
And because making attempt to conduct a local government election might mean that structure want to be taken.
Yes,
somebody
confirmed.
What is your reaction?
I totally agree with you on that. You know, and if you look at the kind of wealth Wike amassed, I don't know why the EFCC is not working and nobody is talking about that kind of wealth and where he lives. Wike alone occupies almost all the like Oba. You know, he occupies almost a space like Oba in River State. Only him. You know, his fence alone is more than 1,000 kilometers.
Wow,
it's long. You know, only him stays there, and people are imagining what is the excess of all this. You know, not only that, these guys them are, you know, are maxing wealth and storing. And now, unfortunately, you don't know that you are dealing with a man, a master himself, in on application in a game that you are still a kid when you have started playing the game. Maybe you are still in the local government at that level when you have started playing the game. And now you are seeing that it is very easy. I can tell you that don't joke with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What he would do to Wike, you know, Wike will be surprised at the end of the day, you know, because as it stands now, the administrator there in River State reported directly to Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
that's true.
And all the resources that goes and come in, it takes order from the president directly. So he has seen all the whole thing that's happening. He's going to see how well the River State is. He has seen everything. All those secrets has been thoroughly been exposed. And it might be the reason why Bola Ahmed Tinubu has always been reluctant to deal with the issue of River State, considering the fact that, you know, it will be an opportunity to grab the structure and also put a lot of money to defend itself ahead of 2027 election.
Thank you very much. Please don't forget.
Ndị be anyị ngwadarụ niile nụ dịka onye si wee gee ya bụ ife anyị ji maka ya wee bịa n'ebe akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa. Anyị chọrọ ịma ife unu chere n'ụdị nke unu gbasata maka ya bụ ife nwanne nwoke kọwagasị update o wetara anyị n'iru akwụkwọ ka efu nche gbasata maka ya bụ ife dropụrụ anyị ya n'akara comment na comment section ka anyị fụ alụ gị fụ ife iche ngwa ka emesịa na ụmụnne m.